Hi everyone and welcome to this new game of HAYWIRE MODERN. The board already is fully set up and I'm going to walk you through today's mission, the team and the setup. So for today's mission I've picked one of the new missions that comes with this new edition of HAYWIRE, now called HAYWIRE MODERN. That mission is the Operation Lottery. By the way, here you can see the quality of the print-on-demand card you can get if you decide to purchase or not the card that comes with the game. Here I've set up all the different decks, so I have the Operation deck with 40 different operations. I have the infill card, so here that's the infill I took. I have all the different decks, so the support, the fog of war, the weapons deck. I have the different classes here with the model already on it. I'm going to cover that later. On that side here I'm facing the insurgent, so I've placed down all the different cards for those enemy classes. One of the changes coming in that new edition, for example, there are many changes, but one of them is that the enemy class are now on two different cards, so you can just place them next to each other to have the stat, for example, of the sniper, his skill and his special behavior. In the previous edition it was an oversized, larger card, but here we decided that it's better to have just standard poker size card, and it's also cheaper to have all the cards the same size. Here I just printed the cheat sheet, so if anything we need some stuff from the cheat sheet, we have that. All my insurgent models are here. Yeah, so let's have a look at the mission we are going to play today. So again, Operation Lottery. Under the cover of a diplomatic visit in the country, one of our diplomats wanted to visit our base of operation, but his convoy has been ambushed and is missing in action. Sigint is following one of the vehicles that was used during the ambush. It's heading towards what we believe is one of the F4 HQ. Move there quickly and free the diplomat. So it's kind of a time objective. If we look at the setup, the most important piece is the last sentence here. When the third fog of war card should be revealed, the hostage is killed instead. And we need to find it. Well, we know the hostage, we follow through a drone, and we know the hostage is over here. Just for the cool factor, I've placed two of them instead of just one. So I need to free those two hostages. We have two guards at the front door, plus two other inside. I have one threat token on each corner of the building, plus some other threat token all around the board. Now what else? So that's for the setup. For the infield, I've picked the Betty infield. Deploy the assaulting team using two civilian vehicles placed with a minimum of 18 inches between them. And I've deployed one over here and one there. So that's my second vehicle over here. The rest are just civilian vehicles that were parked in that neighborhood. So for this operation, I'm going to deploy my GIGN force. So here, for example, I have my team leader. Here I have my shield operator. For those that not are familiar with the GIGN, is the French anti-terrorist unit. So yeah, I'm going to be deploying those. Those models are a mix of Spectre miniature, turn-based miniature with a head swap from Combat Octopus and also a few other changes. But yeah, pretty happy with all those different models. So that's it for the operation and the infill. I don't need those decks anymore. I'm going to move them on the side. Now we need to pick the support. I shuffled this deck in HAYWIRE Modern. when you want to pick a support card is basically an asset that you can deploy or an order that you can trigger to help your team. When you set up your game, you pick 3 support actions and you discard 1. So let's have a look. Okay, so shame, it's just some order. I don't have any cool drone or stuff like that, so let's have a look. So the ghost frequency send false signal to Op4, making them believe reinforcements are coming. Move D6 enemy model away from player model. So that's a cool option. Tactical retreat is that I can move some stuff, and undercover. The support action can be played before starting the game. The assaulting team is joined by an undercover operator who is already deployed up to 12. Oh, that's actually super great. So I'm going to discard this one. And I'm going to add another model, which will be an undercover operator. And he will be deployed 12 inch from the center of the board. So let's actually grab that. And I'm going to place those 2 cards on the side. So here I have my undercoverator in covert and in overt state. So the overt, I'm going to leave it on the side. I'm going to place the covert guy somewhere within 12 inch from the center of the board. So somewhere within... There are a lot of threat tokens, so I don't want to be too close to any of those threat tokens. I'm going maybe to deploy either on... So this is a store, and by the way, actually I'm showcasing that. That's also the new terrain tile that is coming also with HAYWIRE Modern. I printed them like on 2 different printers at 2 different periods, so some of them don't have exactly the same color. Don't mind that, but that's, for example, the latest design, and that's the one that comes with the HAYWIRE version that you can purchase. And yeah, those big room, this one and this one, those are actually store that you can enter freely. Yeah, here you can see some of the stuff on the shelves. So yeah, I'm just going to deploy my guy over here, and we'll see how he deal, what he do once the game starts. So that's it for now. We already used then one of our support action. We're going to discard that. We still have the ghost frequency that we can use. And now I'm going to deploy my model just next to my 2 vehicles. And after that, we can get started. Okay, so let's start with turn 1. I'm going to move my units. Let's start with this first unit over here. So here I have Dog Handler, the Breacher, the Negotiator, and the Technician. Deploy them over here because I'm going to come through here with this unit to tackle this threat token, maybe also this one. And also, just so I'm splitting the team and I don't come with 8 model towards this potential kill zone over here. So let's start with moving those guys. So this one here, the Technician is going to move 4 inch in base contact with the door. When a model arrives in base contact with a door, you roll a dice. On 1 to 10, the door is open, and on the rest, the door is closed. Here, it's also written in the cheat sheet if you want to check, so breach. On door contact, 1 to 10, door is closed. 11 to 12, door is not open, is locked, and you will need to do a breach action to open it. So the door is open, and I can keep moving through the door. So here, I still have 2 inch of movement. I'm going to do 1 inch of movement. When I'm entering a room, I need to roll a die on the threat inside building. So here I have the threat inside building fighting the insurgent. We are at the threat level 1. I'm going to roll a single dice, and oh damn, we already have a fanatic. So I just picked the card from the Fanatic. The Fanatic is equipped with a melee weapon, so it's pretty dangerous up close. So here, as I'm entering, I can see the enemy model. It's still part of my first movement, so I'm going to end the movement, just leaving space for other guys to enter, and I'm going to use my second action point to fire. In this first turn, I'm going to explain a bit everything I'm doing. In some of the other turns, I'm probably going to skip a few things just to keep the video not too long. So here, my technician is equipped with an assault rifle. So here I pick the assault rifle card. The range of the assault rifle is infinite, just because I'm expecting players to play on a table roughly the same size as me, so not an endless table, so you should always be able to target an enemy model on a board like that. From 0 to 6 inches, that's this first stat, you roll 2 dice, and from 6 inches to the rest of the range of the weapon, which is here infinite, you roll only 1 dice. So here I can roll 2 dice. Now, what are the score I'm looking after? The technician is a tier 1 operator, and here you can see the 3 stats of my technician. Those are the score you need to reach based on the target you are firing at. Basically, what it's called it's an easy shot, a medium shot, or an hard shot. An easy shot is when the target is in the open with no body armor. The medium shot is if the enemy target is behind cover or if he's wearing a body armor. And the last stat, the hard stat, is when the enemy have a body armor and is also in cover. So the enemy is straight in front of me, doesn't carry any body armor. The body armor is something written on the equipment, and like for example here, the sniper is equipped with a body armor. That's how you know. So here, the fanatic doesn't have a body armor, so I just need a 5+ to be able to kill him. The 2 is a no-go, but the 9+ is enough to kill him. In HAYWIRE Modern, when an enemy model is touched by a shot, is automatically killed, so I can directly remove him from the board. I can also leave him just here for now. So here I fired, enemy model within 6 inches become alerted. So for example here, there is a threat token. When a threat token becomes alerted, you can reveal it right away. So for now, this threat token is alerted, but that door is closed. In HAYWIRE Modern, all doors are assumed to be closed. So this thing, we don't know what it is yet, and we are going to reveal it only when this door opens. So if we don't manage to open that door by ourselves in the following turn, this will automatically clone towards the sound, toward the closest enemy model, and when he opens the door, that's where we will roll to see what it is. It can be nothing, but it can be also an enemy model. So I need to be ready. So here I'm going to maybe try to open the door actually myself, because here I have my dog handler. My dog handler can move up to here, stay just on the outside. The door always stay in base contact. And my dog handler has the Fur missile, deploy a dog in base contact. This can be sent to attack up for model up to 12 inch, potentially inflicting suppression point. And yeah, you know what, I'm going to leave it like that because I don't have any enemy model within 12 inch right now. I don't know what it is, so I can't really send him. I'm going to advance with my breacher. Maybe this one is going to be closer. So I'm going to advance with my negotiator. Is going to enter Overwatch for now. And I'm going also to advance with my breacher. Is going to stay here. Is going to also enter Overwatch. So here I'm going to place 2, actually 3. My dog handler is also in Overwatch. And yeah, you can get those tokens. They come also with HAYWIRE Modern. Just as a piece of paper, you need to print them. I printed them, and I just use some self-adhesive bevel thing that I've glued on top, just to have this nice finish. There is also some STL file for the token if you prefer and if you have a 3D printer. So that's it for Team A. Now we are going to move over to Team B. Team B, let's see, I have my, yeah. So let's see if first, so my assaulter here can't really see this token for now. So I'm going to start to move my assault class over here. It's going to move up to here. From there, we can reveal what we have on this threat token here. So let's actually grab one die. We are at the threat level 1. Oh, we have a 17. Oh, damn, it's 3 fighters. So we have 3 fighters at the entrance of the compound over here. So my assault guy here is equipped actually with shotgun. So first, you can see the shotgun equipped, but also on his back he has a silenced assault rifle. So I'm going to assume they are all carrying by default their assault rifle. So he's going to fire with his assault rifle at the first enemy model. Is he within 6 inches? He is not, so I'm going to roll only a single die, but I need only a 5+, and it's an 11, so the first fighter is dead. I'm going to activate, secondly, my shield operator. My shield operator, you know what, I'm going to assume, well, he doesn't have a silenced assault rifle. Oh, actually, he do. He have an MP7 on the back. But in terms of rule, he is only equipped with a pistol. And I'm going to assume that this model, the pistol, they are not carrying suppressor. So I'm not going to fire with my shield operator. You have some interesting thing like the phalanx that protects models that are behind him. He also has the strobe skills. Enemy model within 6 inches. Basically receive some suppression effect, but those 2 models, this first one is in line of sight, but really barely, but he's too far. This one is within range, but not in line of sight because of the corner, so they are not affected by this guy here. I'm going to move my point man, just going to stay behind the shoulder of my shield operator. Is going to fire at this model over here. My point man is equipped with an SMG, so let's pick that card. So here is the SMG from 0 to 18 inches. I'm rolling 2 dice. I'm going to roll that, and I need a 5+, so it's enough to kill that one. And finally, I'm going to activate my team leader. He's going to move, stay in formation. For his second action, he's going to use the Empower skill. So instead of firing himself, he's going to grant another action to the point man, just because the point man is in better firing position. Actually, he's not. So actually we need to use the assault class over here. So the assault class is going to fire 1 shot, and it's a 9. It's enough to kill that one over here. So here, lots of enemy dead over here. We did some sound, but with suppressed weapons, so it can be only heard up to 6 inches. This threat token here is going to move towards me, just because it heard the sound, and we will check what we have over here. And this one is just the token that we just revealed. So that's it for my turn. We jump on to actually no, what do we do with the undercover operator? Let me think about that. So what I'm going to do with my undercover operator is just use as a way to discover what we have on the board close to the objective. So it's going to move and just open the door from the store and stay here just to see what we have on this first threat token here. So I'm going to roll a single die on the threat level 1, and we have a 4, so a 4 is nothing, so I can remove this threat token. For his second action, so I have 1 threat token over here, but also 1 threat token there. And if a threat token see me within 6 inches, I'm going to get detected. Same for the enemy model, so I don't need to, I can't move too close to those. For example, I won't be able to move toward the entrance from this building, but I could sneak on the back here. So let's actually start to do that. I'm starting to move, so here I'm just going to do a 1-inch movement. It's not within the 180 degree of this threat token over here, so I'm fine. I'm gaining line of sight on this one. Going to roll a die on this one. So we also have a second 4, so we have again nothing also on this one, which is great. And in the meantime, you know what? I'm going to keep revealing what we have on that side. So I'm going to just finish my movement up to here to gain line of sight on this threat token over here, and same thing here. A 5. A 5 is, again, nothing on the current threat level. As threat level increase, we have more and more enemy that comes, and one of the addition coming to the threat level is that at the start of a game, you have less chance of finding the enemy leader. So here it comes only in the later threat level. So that's it for now. Yeah, we jump onto the enemy phase. The enemy phase starts with this threat token, the upper phase. This threat token starts to move towards me. It opens the door. We can reveal what we have, and we have an 11. We have 1 fighter and 1 drone handler. So here I've deployed the 2 of them. Sorry for the poor lighting. I'm noticing that it's the first time filming in my new space. So I'm going to get some light to improve a bit the lighting. But yeah, the 2 arrive here. The drone handler, as its name said, is carrying drone, but he deployed them only when the alert is raised. As of today, the alert is not raised. This token heard something and is moving towards the sounds, and that's where they come towards my guy. So here I'm going to fire with my negotiator. Is also equipped with a silent assault rifle, so I'm going to use that by default. He has a cool pistol, but still I'm using the main weapon from my team. And the negotiator is also have a cool gunslinger ability where he can use a third action to use a pistol basically. But now he's going to fire with assault rifle. It's in close proximity, so he's going to roll 2 dice, hitting on a 5+. The fighter is killed. Then I have my breacher that is going to fire as well. 2 shots, 12 and 10, and he's going to kill this one here. Now, this other threat token over here is going to move. So here I did a bit of a mistake, because here this threat token is alerted, is going to move towards me, and if there are actually enemies over there, they are going to open the garage door and I'm going to start firing at my team on their back. And that's a big mistake, that's on me. So hopefully I'm going to roll and there is nothing on that threat token. So let's play it out. This threat token now, he heard something, he's alerted, he starts to move towards the threat. So he's going to go through that door, and from there he's going to open the garage door and arrive here. So what do we have over here? Rolling a dice. Ooh, we are lucky, we have a 1. A 1 is again nothing. So I did a really terrible mistake, but yeah, the game was easy on me on that one. So that's it for the up4 model that were alerted, the threat token that were alerted. We jump onto the random enemy movement. So now every threat token move randomly using just a scatter dice. So you roll it, sorry mate, and the direction defined by the scatter die define the direction that token move. And that's very unfortunate, because this one is moving straight towards the dead body over here. So here, this threat token becomes alerted because he sees that there are some enemies. So we can reveal what we have over here. And we have a 6. Again, pretty lucky. The 6 means there is no enemy. Model on this threat token. We can remove it. For the other, I'm going to just pause the camera. I'm just going not to move this one, and this one. Those were defined by the objective. They are just staying on the objective itself as long as the alert is not raised. I'm going to move the others. End of turn 1. No enemy are alerted. No reinforcement arrive for the enemy. We jump onto turn 2. Turn 2, we have potentially a Fog of War card. I'm going to roll a die. And I should have a Fog of War card on a 6. I have a 5, so I'm fine for this turn. But it will be on a 5 for the next turn. So now I'm just going to put down the camera, move all my models, and explain what I just did in that turn, just to speed up again the rest of the video. Okay, so here is what happened in that new turn. I started to move my team over here, but unfortunately this door is closed. I have a technician. Luckily for me, the technician have the lockpick ability, so he can open a locked door silently without any roll, but this requires 2 action points, so this will need to wait for the next turn. I just stacked up the rest of my team behind that one. The second team here, they both use 2 action points to move toward here. My goal is to move this team on the back alley over here, while this team clear from this area over here. My undercover operator, he checked what we had on the threat token over here. It was nothing, and I move him back inside. My goal is to move on the back here and come over here, because here, if I move towards here, this model will detect my guy. So that's it for my turn. I'm going, no alerted enemy model, and the one that are here, they don't move. I'm going to move basically 2 threat token and jump onto turn 3. Turn 3, we have a Fog of War card on a 5, and we have a card. I don't think I've shuffled this deck. Well, let's assume I did. Oh, lowering threat. That's great. Your first team occupying a nearby region lower the threat level by 1. So actually, that's a really cool one. The Fog of War is not always a bad event, so this one is a pretty happy one. And I didn't turn that card yet, so we should be at threat level 3 because we are at turn 3, but I'm going to stay at threat level 2. Well, one caveat is that we had our first Fog of War, and once we reach the third Fog of War, our objective, the hostage will be killed. So I'm going to just leave it like that so I don't forget that we already had one Fog of War. So yeah, same thing here. I'm going to pause the camera, do the action, show you what happened just after. So pausing middle of my turn, the technician opened the door using 2 action points. That means he can't move this turn. The rest of the team used their 2 action points to move over here. Now I move my shield operator. He is gaining line of sight on this threat token. We are at the threat level 2, and we have a 14. A 14 is 1 fighter, 1 rocketeer. So he is the fighter and the rocketeer. I'm going to place those 2 on the board. Oh, I'm not a lefty, so struggling a bit here to hold the camera and place the model. So this way is a bit better, like that. So they are just guarding this side. For now, they didn't saw me. And if I start to fire at them, I won't have enough firepower to move my guy. Those guys, they won't be able to defend themselves from those that will move over here. See, they don't have any action point. So with the second action point of that guy, I'm just going to move again in cover. I'm going to move that one next to him. This one, same. Civilian, well, they move in later, but I'm just going to move it right now, just so I don't forget. For my team leader, he has 2 action points. First action point is going to empower this one over here. So this one can use one action point just to get closer to the rest of his group. And with his second action point, he's going to get closer to the assault row over here. Now, this one over here, I'm going to move him. So let's check the door. So this one, is that door open? This door is open, so he can move up to this one. Second action point. Ah, it's a 19. This door is locked. Lucky for me, the undercover operator has the lockpick ability, so next turn you will be able to try to open this door and try to get outside to see what we have on that token. Anyway, that's it for this turn. We jump onto turn 4. We have a Fog of War card on 6. We jump to threat level 3, so more chance on finding enemy on the remaining threat token. Fog of War card on a 6, and it's a 3, sorry. So no Fog of War, same thing, going to pause the camera and yeah, just show you what happened. You know what, let's film actually that and do the action together, because we are going to start the heavy fight right now. So let's start with that first unit over here. So here I have the negotiator that's not ready to negotiate right now, so it's just going to move. Second action is going to fire at this one. Where are my 2d20? I have one and a second one. So he's going to fire a 9 and a 2. First one, that one is a miss, but the 9 is enough to kill this one. This one is down. Now I'm going to move with... I'm going to take maybe my breacher, just so I can keep my canine operator for something else if needed. My breacher is moving here, rolling 2 dice, 11 and 8 is going to kill that one over here. Next, let's see what we do over here. So let's move my shield operator as close as possible, and I'm going to arrive with the rest of the guys. The shield operator is going to enter Overwatch. Now I'm going to move with my point man just next to him. So he's going to benefit from the cover of the shield. He's going to fire with his SMG 2 times. 19 is a kill shot, so this one is killed. And what I'm doing? So that's basically the shot from the second guy in the row that moves. So he's doing a move and he's going to fire. It's also within 6, so also 2 shots, a 16 and a 20. This one is also killed. So did the enemy heard the shot? They didn't. So the enemy inside didn't heard any shot. That's great for me. Could this be the first time I'm running a fully silent op without raising the alert? Because I think in all the previous battle report I did, I always fully raised the alert. So maybe that could be the first one. So my canine operator Overwatch, my technician is going to be in Overwatch. My team leader is going to move over here and is going to also enter Overwatch on the rear of the column here. On that side, this one used 2 action points to open the door, can't do anything else. We'll see next turn. Maybe there is an enemy, and if the enemy moves over here, he could come on their back to finish them. We'll see. But that's it for me. 4 enemy killed, and no alert raised for now. Using fully suppressed weapon, the enemy was not too close to hear me, so yeah, good news. We are moving some enemy threat token. This one is going to move. It's going to move away in this direction, so following the wall up to here. And this one is going also to move, and this one is going to move towards here. And let's actually see that these guys over here, they are within his 180 degrees. So I'm going to reveal what we have. D20, we have a 9. On the current threat level, a 9 is a fighter and a drone handler. So I'm going to pick one more fighter, one more drone handler. So I'm going to place them over here. The alert is not raised yet. That means that the drone hasn't been deployed by the drone handler. But I need to kill them right now because they are able to see me. So, when an enemy model gains line of sight on one of your model, you need to roll for detection. If there are no cover within the line of sight, they detect you on an 11 plus. But here there is some cover of the well here, so they detect me on a 15 plus. But you need to roll for detection for every model, every one of your model that every enemy model has in line of sight. So basically here, this guy, I'm going to roll 4 dice, and if one of them is a 15, they will detect me and he will be alerted. So here 10, 13, 16, 17. So basically he saw from the corner of an eye something weird, is now alerted. So now I can trigger my Overwatch shot on both of them, because when one is alerted, the other that comes with him are also alerted. The problem here for me is that there are some enemies in between me and the enemy model. There are not a strict rule in the rule book for that, but just like HAYWIRE Modern is not a competitive game. It's more of a sandbox game. For example, all the deck that I have here, the Fog of War, it's optional. The support, the infill, everything is optional. You build the game you want to play with. Here I'm going to tweak the rule slightly for what's going to happen, because here there are some civilians in between me and the enemy model. In the game, there is, so by the way, I'm still waiting for the rule book to arrive, so I'm going to refer to and show you the rule directly on the computer, but it's the roll of 1 and 20. If there is a civilian within 6 inches of the targeted model, a roll of 1 will automatically hit the civilian. You might wonder why it's important. Well, in a quick mission like that, outside of a campaign, it's not that important. But still, I'm going to play roleplay. I don't really want to hit the civilian. And I'm going to trick the rule saying that it's not only on a 1, because here is really just in my line of sight. I'm going like maybe on a 1 to 5, I'm going to hit the civilian. So I'm going to hope to not hit that one, even though that have no implication in the current scenario. If I was playing a tour of duty, that will have huge impact if I kill a civilian, but I will let you discover that if you start to play the tour of duty. So I'm going to... I have my friend for my Fur missile that I could deploy. You know what? I'm going to deploy my Fur missile with my dog handler. So it's going to send the dog out to that first enemy model. Deployed on a 4+, the op4 model is suppressed. So let's see, is going to have a 90 plus, yes. On a 6+, is pinned. If the roll is below 4, it's not. So this model is fully pinned. He can't do anything else this turn. So I'm going to place a 6 on that one. And yeah. And now finally the problem is that here, as you can see here, terrible line of sight with my technician. 2 guys in front of him, plus the civilian. I'm not going to take the shot, just again for the sake of realism of the mission. But the enemy model is not too worried about those kind of things. So let's see what he do. Drone handler, the drone handler, kamikaze drone, once the alert is raised, is alerted, so he's going to deploy his drone in base contact with him. So let's grab a drone like that. So now we are going to check the drone handler skill, behavior. Is there a drone available? Yes, proceed to step 2. Is there an enemy in line of sight of the drone handler? Yes, he can see all of my guys. So the first thing the drone handler wants to do is to get out of the line of sight of my guy so he can operate his drone safely. So here he's just going to move, using one action point, move out of the sight of my guy. So he's just going to move on the back of this building, and then moving back to step 2, so we are going to read again, is there an enemy line of sight? Now he's now in cover. Use the remaining action point to move the drone toward the closest enemy model. One move action equal 8 inch, and is taken is straight line. So this drone here is going to move 8 inch directly towards my enemy, my force. So he's going to be over here. That is a pretty dangerous threat. So how do we deal with kamikaze drone? As you can see in the drone handler, the drone is equipped with an explosive charge. Use the frag 2 inch. It has a penetration of 2 plus d6. When targeting a drone handler, if the shot kills the target, the drone handler can explode basically. And on a 15 plus, yeah, that's it. But now what I'm looking for is the small target. The drone can only be shot at within 12 inch, and it uses the hard combat stat. When the drone is killed, it detonates. So basically, if I want to shoot that thing, I need to roll on the hard stat of any of my operator, which is a 13 plus. I'm going to leave it like that for now, because there are still some civilians around, and they may be hit by the shrapnel from that. So I'm not going to fire in Overwatch. So the enemy did their action. This model is alerted. He moved on this area. If let me check. I'm going to assume that this guy here passed the alertness to this enemy model here. So I'm going to roll a dice, and we have a 4. So a 4 is just another civilian. So I'm going to assume it's just this one over here. So there are just one remaining threat token over here. Is the last one. That means it's becoming the enemy leader. So I can already reveal the enemy leader that comes with 3 fighters. So let's deploy that over here. So the alert, those guys were alerted, it spread only at the end of the turn to the rest of the model on the board. So for now they are not alerted. We jump to the movement of the civilian that happened at the end. Those guys here in the middle of the crossfire, they're just going to move 12 inch to a safe spot towards this building. It could be other spot, but I'm just going to leave them here. Yeah, so this guy, they're just going to move away from the fight. So that's it for the movement of the civilian. We jump onto the next turn. So we jump to threat level 4. We have a Fog of War card on 5. We don't have a Fog of War card. It's great. And yeah, so let's see what happened. Yeah, let's think first. Let's start by moving this team over here. So the shield operator going to be a first move towards here. No line of sight is going to do a second move towards here. From there, yeah, you can see this enemy model doesn't have any more action to do, so yeah, nothing happened over here. The point man is going to do the same, 2 action. He can't do anything else this turn. Trying to think if it's the best approach, because those guys, nah, I'm going to try to suppress those guys with some of my model over here. So yeah, maybe that will do for now. So here, so right now those guys are alerted. The alert spread at the end of the last turn. So those guys, they are all alerted. So let's imagine they are just looking in my direction. Yeah. So what should I do? So if I move my assault, it's going to reach over here, 2 action, and I'm going to move my team leader only 1 action, and with the second action point is going to empower my point man to fire 2 shots at the drone handler. 16 and 12, it's enough to kill him. At least he can't deploy any more drone, but this one is still active and he's still there. But yeah, oh, I didn't thought about that. I thought, yeah, it's that drone is not going to move anywhere now, so I'm just safe, I guess. Because I was planning on moving my guys a bit in the back and then have one detonate it. But now there is nobody anymore. Well, technically, if another drone operator arrives, he can also control that one. There is he control one drone that is on the board, and it could totally be that one. And as long as there are no, yeah, there can be just one drone on the board, and if there are no other, so yeah, if a new drone guy arrives, he can control it. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. The dog here comes back on my feet. So let's see what we do. I need to see what kind of action I can do. I don't have enough guys to fire at all the enemy that will come towards me this turn. So what should I do? What should I do? Well, let's see. I will first move my let's move my dog handler over here. It's going to fire at this first enemy model over here. It's within 6, so 14 and 14, this one is killed. Okay, so that's already good. Do I have a smoke grenade somewhere? Negotiator, you have a stun. The breacher has a stun. Smoke. Oh, the technician also has a smoke grenade. So I'm going to keep the technician last, just to be able to deploy a smoke grenade here in case something doesn't go really well. So here I'm going to move my negotiator over here. He's going to fire at the first fighter over here. 1 shot. It's on a 9+, and I needed a 5+. That's actually great. So this one is killed. I'm going to move my breacher over here. My breacher is going to fire at that second guy, hitting him also on a 5+. It's an 8. This one is killed. I can leave them dead here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate my undercover operator. Is going to move here and actually switching to the overt state. Just going to advance with his pistol, rolling 2 dice, hitting. Oh, 5 and 3. Really bad shot, but I needed just a 5+ because the enemy leader. Actually, no. I think the enemy leader, he wears a body armor. Where is he? Cell leader. Oh, I've lost 1 card. No, my bad. The cell leader of the insurgent faction doesn't come with a body armor. It's only the leader of the cartel and the armed force that wears one. The insurgent still remain an easy entry faction to play against in HAYWIRE. So here, my undercover operator arrived and it killed this one. So that means I still have 1 enemy to tackle on this area. The problem is that he's within cover behind some civilian. So I'm going to move with my technician. Doesn't have a cool skill that will make something magically change what will happen here, but yeah, let's see where. Yeah, he basically can just reach the well, so he's just aiming just above the well, but still there is an enemy just in front of me, so 1 shot and a 16, it's perfect. Technician, we could imagine that Yeah, but well, anyway, it's largely enough to kill him, so this one is killed. Now the two enemy over here inside, they are now alerted, they are moving, they are switching to Overwatch, facing the door. So they are now facing the door like that. The alert is raised now, so that means at the end of this turn, new enemy will arrive from a random threat, random spawn point. The spawn point is scattered all around, so I have one over here. This was the number 2, it moved, one over there, and some other on some entry point of buildings. So that's it. For my turn, no enemy to move, except those two, they are already there. We jump to actually that spawn phase. So spawn phase, it spawned on spawn point number 6, which is... oh damn. So some enemy model were actually present inside that building that come out of that building. And what enemy comes from that? 15. 15, we have one fighter and one fanatic. So the fanatic is again the guy with the machete, and one fighter is just one guy with an AK. So both move just out of this building in very close proximity to my guys. I'm just going to remove some of the dead body just so we have a bit more real estate to play. So now we jump to that new turn. Actually, yeah, let's jump to threat level 5, so we are turn 6, we have a fog of war card on a 4, great, so next time it's going to be on a 3. And yeah, we can move to the player phase, so all enemies over there are killed. We have those two enemies that arrive in the spawn phase, so I'm just going to deal with those. So let's first activate the breacher. The breacher, I'm going to assume, let's take the worst possible scenario. The fanatic arrive in melee, so they are just engaged in melee with the fanatic. So I'm not, maybe he didn't manage to raise his weapon. So the fanatic with his machete started to attack, and he didn't manage to get out of just raise his weapon. So he's now engaged in melee with the fanatic. So when engaged in melee, you roll normally 1 die, but all my guy have a melee weapon, that means you roll 2 dice, and I need a medium shot, which is, oh, I'm lucky, which is a 9 plus. I had a 5 and a 9, but the 9 is enough to win the melee fight, so I'm taking down the fanatic. I still have 1 action point to use on this guy, and he's going to fire at this one here. 5 and 19, it's enough to kill this one over here. So for just speeding things up, I'm going to assume they just move out of that door, so this door is still open. So what do I do next? I'm going to move my negotiator at the entrance over here. So I'm going to throw a stun grenade inside the room. There is a rule, well, it's there is a small notion in the throw a grenade rule at the bottom. A model in base contact with a door may throw a grenade inside without exposing itself. So basically, it's just taking the grenade out and throwing it inside the room. So this guy move, he throw the grenade. The grenade land roughly, I want it to land 4 inches over here in between the two guys. So I need an easy shot for that. Easy shot, I roll an 18, which is perfect. The grenade land exactly between the two of them. The two enemy models are pinned. They receive both 6 points of suppression. So I'm just going to now move with my guy here. My guy enter, first movement, enter here. He's going to roll 2 dice, fire, and a 3 and a 1. Oh, That doesn't happen a lot. So he arrives and he completely misses a shot. Now I have my dog handler that move over here. Second action, it fire at this one. 18 and 15, this one is killed. So next I'm going to activate my team leader, which is within 12 inch of any of those guys. So he's going to grant one of those another action point. So just to fire and finish the one inside. So here I have an 18, it's enough to kill the one here. And I'm going to call mission complete, because here, following turn, I'm just going to take the hostage and I'm going to extract the whole force towards the objective over here. Let's just assume that this is the end of the mission. I should be playing a bit more turn because there could be some fog of war card, there could be some new enemy that keeps spawning on some of the spawn phase, but I just want to keep the video not too long. I know it's already a pretty long one. So yeah, that's it for this new HAYWIRE Modern Battle Report. I hope you like it. Next time I'm going to be back on some 3D building, but this time I just wanted to showcase my new terrain tile that I'm very happy, and that just if you want to play a scenario really fast, the setup is super easy, and if you also don't have fancy terrain, that is also an option, and it's of course also compatible with any other game system at 28mm scale. So that's it. Thanks you everyone. Don't hesitate to drop a comment if you have any, and I will see you for the next one. Bye everyone.